Greetings gamers, welcome to part 25 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 9, Path of Radiance. In today's episode I must deal with this little bit of an issue that I've got going on here named Oliver.
This is something everyone should see. There can be no doubt I gaze upon the last living wonder of the Serenus royalty. Those golden locks, witness how they gather in the morning sun and multiply its brilliance. The gentle luster of those argent wings manifest proof of royalty, as sure as I am alive. Magnificent, absolutely magnificent, a true work of art wrought in flesh and feather. All this beauty, mine. The fortune I paid the Raven King seems like a pittance compared to this treasure.
What? Nesala sold me? To you?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. You are exquisite even in rage. Now, if you behave yourself, I'll grant you a life of luxury. Oh, but my nose, my beautiful nose.
Bishop Oliver, you winged freak, you'll pay for that.
No, you mustn't harm him. You mustn't ruffle a single feather of those gorgeous wings. My beauty, you mustn't be frightened. In time you will come to see how kind and charitable a master I can be.
This is madness.
Ooh, so frightening. How delicious. But I fear that we must now be separated for a short while. Loyal servants, attend to my words. You must not raise a hand to this one. Prepare his meals with care, and do not disturb his rest. I would not see his countenance marred by displeasure. Errands, you see, are such delicate things. And then at the proper time, yes, the proper time, when shall it be? I say to you, those haughty senators and their ilk have looked down their noses at me for the last time. I shall show them all. Ooh, but I must have a grand stage, one where none can fail to see me. The Serenus royals are creatures of legend, and when I arrive with one at my side, I can hardly wait to see Duke Gatos's face.
Nesala, you wretch, curse your eyes. How dare you do this to me? Maynal Cathedral. I've brought him.
Well done, Ike. I shall see that you are well rewarded.
Where's your usual entourage? I see only 2 of your bodyguards.
Oh, there was some sort of disturbance. I think they're clearing away the rabble. But on to business. Is that one there the ringleader of the thieves? Why, he's nothing but a child. Has he offered up any kind of defense for his deplorable actions?
We are no thieves. We are trying to be free. The legues that these filthy aristocrats hold in captivity.
What manner of absurd fairy tale is this? In the year Begnion 624, Apostle Misaha, my honored grandmother, emancipated every last Legu's slave. In accordance with her law, today there is not a single slave to be found in all of the Begnion Empire.
You lie. Countless noble houses even now keep legus as servants or entertainment, or worse. And the Senate, those vast windbags, grant tacit approval by doing nothing.
That's enough. I told you to keep a cool head.
But...
Ike, why ever would you bring such an ill-mannered rogue to meet me? What is it you're planning?
If anyone's planning something, it's you.
Really? And what could you possibly mean by that?
Your last mission showed us the slave trade, and now you've put us in contact with an underground emancipation group. From the very beginning, I found this whole arrangement a little odd. You have more vassals than you can use, yet you hire us for these missions? Your motivations have me puzzled.
Oh, I see. And have you solved this puzzle of yours?
You want to expose the depravity of the inner circles of power, but you don't want the general public to know that the majority of the Senate is involved in the slavery.
And to think I thought you were as untutored as a wild monkey. You're actually quite bright.
I didn't figure it out all by myself. I have companions whom I trust with my life. They helped.
Hey, hold it. What in the world are you talking about? Would someone like to explain this to me?
The Apostle is aware of the Legu's slavery. On top of that, it appears she intends to do something about this problem.
Are you serious?
I am. However, whether I succeed or fail depends largely on what you do next.
So be it. I think it's time you told us about the next job you have lined up for us.
I've received reports that Bishop Oliver, the Duke of Tanis, is up to something suspicious. Duke Tanis has a villa near the woods of Serenus. Go there and return with irrevocable proof of whatever he's doing. If you succeed in this, I promise to support your Princess Alencia with all the power at my command.
We'll bring back whatever information it is you're looking for. Be ready for us. Ike, I'd like to report the
Results of our last battle.
new allies, 3. I thought I only received 1 in Stefan. But no, I've also received Tormod and Morum. That's going to be interesting. 2,500 extra gold is nice. Technically, I earned a whole lot more than that because I did get that 10,000 gold from that white gem. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all. By your leave, you will go now. Bye-bye, Soren. Awesome. So let's go and check out some info.
Morum.
Little one. How was it? Were you treated roughly? Did they attempt to punish you?
No, it was nothing. And the Apostle, I thought she'd be some mean old bag, but she's just a kid. Really, she's even shorter than I am.
Little one, you must lower your voice and watch your tongue.
What? Why?
Rest easy, Morum. Everyone in this room is with me. The Apostle has no ears here.
That is good.
Morum? Speaking ill of the Apostle here is considered treasonous. Keep it up and they'll kill you, or threaten to.
What?
Little one, while we are here, please choose your words with more care than you have shown. I beg of you.
Oh, right, I understand.
For a Legoose, you seem to know more about the court etiquette here than any fellow Bjork, Tormod.
Bah.
That's cause I don't know much about any of this stuff, that's all.
It is no matter, little one. Ike, the reason I am familiar with the customs of the Begnion nobles is I myself was once a slave.
What?
Oh, no.
For generations, my family served as slaves to one house. They were wealthy and powerful, senators all. As a child, I was raised never to question my station as a slave. From the day that I was born, the most grueling physical labor was as natural as breathing. I knew nothing else. To ensure we were liked by our masters, we were drilled in the etiquette of polite society until it became second nature. We were slaves. We did what we could to live as long as we could. The most important thing was not to incur the wrath of our masters. If we displeased them, we were punished. If we were lucky, we were beaten. If we were unlucky...
More, that's enough.
I am sorry, Lord Ike. If a former slave like myself is present, all of you will be judged, scorned, and looked down upon. I came here to ask if you would take care of something for me. I would have you take care of the little one.
Why would you say such a thing? You were born a Legoose slave, and you're not allowed to be free? That's not right. That's why we promised each other we'd change all that. We made a promise. Legoose, like Bjork, would build homes and plant fields. Families would live together in peace and freedom. That's the world we dreamed of.
That's a dream that belongs to us as former slaves. We don't need the help of another Bjork like you.
What?
Little one.
Does it really warrant that much concern?
Huh?
Since I first arrived here in Begnion, it's something that's been bothering me. If you're born into a noble house, you're a noble. If your parents are slaves, you're a slave. Do you think a person's worth is decided at the moment of his birth? I can't understand a country where that passes for normal. I just can't.
Those don't sound like the words of someone working for Princess Crimea. Princesses are princesses because they are born into royal families, right? Are you going to deny that?
No, you're right. Alencia, she is a princess. I don't think we've treated her with more respect than any other employer we've had, but... Funny. We've addressed her as princess the entire time, but I've never really considered what it meant.
From where I stand, I think you've been blessed. You were born a Bjork and raised in a country with a lenient social structure. That's an enviable life.
It's so hard. No matter how I try, I'll never fully understand your pain. But listen, I didn't treat Alencia any differently after I learned of her heritage. I'm not going to think of you or treat you differently just because you used to be a slave. That's not going to happen. And I'm free to think of it that way if I want, right? Moram, there is nothing anyone can do about your past, about the burdens you carry. And I know I don't know everything that's going on, but you shouldn't be trying to push Tormod away. He's dedicated to you, and being with you is his choice. It's part of his freedom.
I see now. I will go and find him.
If meeting those in the temple is uncomfortable, I can go and bring him back. What do you think?
No, I can do it. I have a good nose. Tracking the young one's scent, while avoiding other Bjork is an easy task.
I see.
Ike, never mind. May our friendship be true and endearing.
I share your sentiment. Our troop will have you for as long as you wish. What the? Who are you? How long have you been a member of my troop?
I joined after the battle in the sands. My name is Stefan. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier.
Why are you here?
In part, it's because I'm curious, but mostly, it's the guiding hand of fate that has led me to you.
Huh?
In the desert, I watched the dance of your sword. You have a unique style, but it is incomplete, filled with hesitation. You have recently lost your teacher, no? Luckily, your foundation is quite strong, which is why I can be of service. Your technique, how powerful will it be when perfected? I would like to know.
Who are you?
You can learn the dance of blades from me without knowing my history, can you not? What say you? Let your heart decide.
Alright, so you get to choose to study or don't study from Stefan. This is a hilarious choice. I don't think you get anything whatsoever from choosing not to study. And when you choose to study, you do get something. It's not necessarily the most significant thing in the world because a lot of units' class masteries in this game aren't that great, but it can be useful.
I understand. If you can help me perfect my technique, I will gladly accept an invitation to learn from you. Then prepare yourself. Come, attack me with all your strength.
You got the occult scroll. Support. No one here. Mist and Titania can finally reach their B rank support.
I'm sorry about the other day, Titania. I really did have a good time, even if I didn't look like it. Don't worry about it, Mist. You did look awfully serious the whole time, but that just proves to me how much you needed the time off. And I did enjoy seeing the town. I'd never seen anything quite like it, but I kept thinking about all the chores waiting here. You're far too considerate of others, Mist. You're always putting our needs before your own. You're so much like Elena in that regard. My mother? Yes, you and she are very much alike. But you know, Mist, you are still young. You do not need to take on all the burdens of adulthood so soon. I worry about you. Oh, stop. Titania, thank you. No, Mist, thank you.
Very short and sweet. Nothing too serious. See, Stefan can only he can only support with Soren and Mordecai. I'm going to try to give him and Mordecai an A rank support because, as I've said before, for as long as I have space on my team for an extra slot, I could end up using Mordecai and Leith for a little bit of help. I don't really see it being that significant of an issue. Moram is also going to be on my team quite often, as he is going to be my next user of the very next scroll, Smite. He can support with Leith. Soth can, or Tormod can support with a couple of interesting units that I will be supporting. So actually, when I discovered it, a lot of my units are going to have some decent supports. Not great, mind you, but they are going to be decent. Ike is going to be waiting a very long time for his last supporting partner, and he is not getting any higher than an A rank with Titania. With that being said, however, I have a lot to do, and I mean a lot to do, with managing. Before I get into that, I did want to talk about a couple of my new units. And first and foremost, I have Tormod here. He is a mage, a fire mage technically, because he has a C rank in fire, a D rank in wind, and E rank in thunder. He also comes with a very intriguing skill. Celerity increases movement by 2 spaces. So he has a base movement of 7 instead of 5, like any other mage, which means he's going to have 8 after promotion. And Tormod is kind of an interesting unit. He's built very differently than some of the other mages in this game, with a 50% HP, 20% strength, 45% Magic, 40% skill, 45% speed, 35% luck, 25% defense, and 45% resistance growths. Tormod is going to be my other caveat unit. I'm going to be giving him bonus experience points immediately during the manage session, and I'm going to be getting him as many levels as I possibly can before promotion. And after I promote him, he is going to be a staff wielder because he will have staves, which will be nice. It's only going to be E rank staves, I believe, so it's not going to be great at first, granted. What this does, however, mean is that I have to be kind of careful. I don't plan at all using any kind of fire magics with him because thunder magics are just better in this game, specifically for might, as well as the fact that they are super effective against certain units towards the end game that I'm going to enjoy using them for. Now, because he has a C rank in fire, I could end up keeping an L fire or whatever other magics I could possibly use for him to use after promotion if I need that. But otherwise, I'm not really going to be using it. I kind of wish that he had a D rank in thunder and a E rank in wind instead. But what can you do? Then I have Morum, the Tiger, with 145% HP growth, 70% strength, 5% magic, 70% skill, 55% speed, 35% luck, 60% defense, and 45% resistance. It's actually very tanky. 45% resistance on a Tiger Beast Tribe Legoose is kind of insane. He's got pretty good bases. They're not that much better than Mordecai at all. In fact, they're pretty darn similar, which is unfortunate. But he does come with the Demi Band, a band that, when equipped, allows its wielder to maintain animal form at all times. All abilities are slightly lower while using the band. This is something useful. Not all that useful for me or my party because most of them don't have... I'm not going to really be using Legoos, but if I need it, I do have it. He doesn't have any skills to speak of, but that's Morum. So I am going to be using Morum as another candidate of Smite when I get the other Smite scroll in this game. And I'm going to be, of course, using Tormod as my next healer. With all that being said, though, this is a perfect opportunity for me to go off screen and do some planning and managing of my convoy. I will see you all very soon. Alright, I am back with all of my convoy well managed. Tormod has been leveled to level 17, so he's gotten 10 levels. I decided not to give him the rest, even though I have more than enough bonus experience points. And yes, this does mean I'm not getting the 5,000 from selling the Master Seal, which is something you can do. However, the rest of the Master Seals in this game, I don't believe there's many, but I do believe there's a couple here and there. They're going to be sold because this is going to be my last promotion in this game. And his stats have turned out pretty well. I was only gunning for about 3 stats per level, and then I was resetting if I didn't get them. Not 3 particular. It was 3 of any stat. There were multiple times. I think I was at the reset like 10, 15 times in a row because he was only getting 1 stat, which is cute and all. But I'm early promoting him. He needs to be a competent member of the team. He does not have good stats at base, in my humble opinion. I don't think Tormod is all that great unless trained. He is fantastic, though, because of celerity. So this does stack with the boots item that I got, so he could have 9 movement right now, which would be 10 upon promotion. Problem with that is that there is a unit I am definitely using those boots on that I meant to use those boots on the last time I did a Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Let's Play. But I ended up using them on Ike because I made a misstep. There is an obvious character that is far and away more important for that to be used on than Ike. Now, granted, the main lord of your character is usually the second best choice. Dancers are usually the first. Sometimes a good combat unit is also a good use of that, a flyer. Path of Radiance is a very, very good game to give your boots to a flyer. And the reason being is because there's a lot of places you can just cheese this game. You can rescue, like, go into a corner, enemies can't deal with you. So there is that. But with all that being said, I do want to go through with Tormod's promotion. And he turns into the coolest looking sage in this game, in my humble opinion, and gets some pretty magnanimous buffs. This right here, I definitely wanted to show this in a Path of Radiance Let's Play. You can choose a specialization, staff or knife. This is the most absurd thing I think Fire Emblem ever did with the sages in the series. Especially because all the pre-promoted sages in this game have knives. I wouldn't even be bothering using Tormod if it wasn't for this fact, because then I would have some healing. I would have a couple of decent sages that come up later on that would have staves. Knives are useless. Even if you have the best knife in this game and max strength with a sage, you are still only doing 23 damage. That's pathetic. Right now, I'm pretty sure I would annihilate anything with half my magic and a reasonable tome rather than that. So I can now use staves, of course. I'm not going to use anything other. He does get E rank in staves, which is unfortunate. D rank in thunder, cool. He did not get any rank in either fire or wind. I did not recall that. I put the L Thunder on him only because I figured I would use the Thunder until he weapon ranked up. So there are 2 units in my current party who really need weapon rank, and that is Mist. She needs an A rank in swords. I'm not too worried about that though. I actually think I'm going to end up only needing 1 arm scroll with her because of how much I've used swords on her. And then there is Tormod. Tormod has a D rank in Thunder. I want him to get S rank. The only way that's going to be possible is with a lot of usage and a lot of arm scrolls. Am I going to get there? I don't know. I honestly don't. And I really don't care if I do or not. But I am going to try. His stats are pretty phenomenal alongside his pretty decent growth rates in every area. He got way more defense than I was expecting him to, which is nice. I was halfway tempted to use stuff like the Seraph Robe and the Draco Shield on him, but I do believe these are the only ones I have left in this game. Like, there is no more you can obtain. If there is any more, that would be quaint. I would end up using 1 of each on him, but these actually are going to be reserved for Ike's final supporting partner, because she desperately needs some good old buffing up. In fact, I do believe all of this is going to her, except for maybe the secret books. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to sell those. And of course, the boots are going to a certain dancer unit I will be receiving later. Secret books, like I said, might be sold. I already sold the wonderful and amazing white gem and the statue fragment. I'm going to be going to the forge and getting an axe for Titania. It's going to be max might, decent hit. I think this is actually pretty perfect. I'm going to be calling it the Galzus. I always forget, is it Galzas or US? I'm pretty sure it's US. Yes, it's US. And then I'm going to give that a wonderful red color for Titania, so she has a mighty strong weapon now. Like, mighty strong. This is going to give her a huge edge in the fighting department. I do want to eventually forge a bunch of ranged weapons for units like Titania, because hand axes, though good, are way better forged. I mean, 12 might on a hand axe is way better than 7. But for the time being, you cannot forge. I can't even show it, but you cannot forge anything like javelins or hand axes. I don't believe you get that ability until after this chapter. It might even be after chapter 17. Either way doesn't particularly matter with me. I am bringing the Xavier with Mordecai because that is going to be given to a unit I recruit this chapter. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and save and move onward. Time to fly. Is this the place? Yes, it is. It's rather heavily guarded. Even so, I think a direct attack would be our best chance of gaining entrance.
Halt! Who goes there? What are you doing? This villa is the property of Duke Tenas, Senator of the Empire. No trespassing.
I am Ike of the Grail Mercenaries. Under orders from the Apostle, we've been charged with investigating the Duke.
What? The Apostle sent you? Wait here a moment.
All right, brother. We'll sneak around and out here and see what we can see.
Good idea.
Leave it to us. If we get stopped, we can talk our way out of it. All right, Mist. Let's get going. Yeah.
What is it I hear that you lads claim to be here on the Apostle's business?
We have a letter here that bears her seal.
Well, I see it appears genuine. Very well. Am I in a position to ask what exactly I am suspected of doing?
We are here by the Apostle's leave. Do you honestly intend to make us discuss this private matter outside?
Oh, no, of course not. Never. I would never insult. Please, come inside. Oh? Slavery? Me? The Apostle would honestly accuse me of such an unfashionable thing as slaveholding? Oh.
Do you claim no knowledge of such a thing?
I've shown you every nook of my mansion, every cranny. I've been most thorough, have I not? And you saw no trace, not a single sign of any legues here, did you?
That is true.
This accusation is absolutely ridiculous. To think that I, a bishop who serves only the Apostle's will, would do anything to violate our country's Emancipation Act. Be certain that you tell the Apostle everything. Tell her that Duke Tanis is upright and clean-handed. There is not even a shadow of falsehood in my noble eyes. Look into them deeply, my boy, and tell me what you see. Well,
Hey, stop that. Back off. We have little choice, do we? I think it would be best if we left for the time being. Hey, halt! You can't go in there! Ah.
Ike!
Mist, what is it?
Ike, I saw him in a room on the top floor of this building. I saw someone. I think he was one of the bird tribe. He looked like he was trying to jump out a window, but he was forced away from it and back into the room.
What is this? This child babbling about?
Someone from the bird tribe? Can you describe him?
He had long hair. It was sparkling like gold, and his skin, it was so pale, almost translucent. Oh, and his wings, they were pure white.
Is that accurate, Titania?
It is. I saw him as well.
That can only mean there is a member of the Huron clan in this place. According to books, only members of the royal family possess white wings. It appears that there is at least one room we have yet to see. What is it going to be, Duke Tanis? You can cooperate and show us this room that you somehow forgot, or...
Guards! Kill them all. Don't let a single one escape.
So this is how you want to play it, eh? I thought it might come to this. Mercenaries, it's time. Dukedom of Tenas.
Devdan hears the sound of battle.
You dare to bring conflict into Bishop Oliver's home? My lance will make you pay for your impertinence. Alright, choosing units. Of course, Volk, Jill, Marsha can get lost. I'm going to remove these from my party just so I can move my other units up. And then, see, I could use Soth and save the 50 gold, but there is a huge problem with that. And that issue is that Soth is very, very lackluster when it comes to strength. power and all that consideration at this current time. So I am not going to be doing that because I don't necessarily want a dead unit, especially when Volk has Shade. Now, I've already proven that Shade is not all that reliable, but it is better than nothing, right? Gamble, that's nice. A new skill. I do believe there are several things to get, like for instance the boss has a spear. Of course I want to open up this door here as well as this door here and get these chests and this door here. I'm pretty sure there's chests in all 3 rooms. With that, however, it is time to move forward and begin the chapter Atonement. Now Ike no longer needs experience points, so I'm not going to be using him to fight in this chapter, but I do have a lot of units who need some leveling. Alright, I'm not able to smite her just yet. And then, of course, I can use my brand new Tormod. He is very likely going to be the one that these guys go after this turn, even though I'm going to also put Mist within range, just because of the fact that, well, I mean, he is... Well, no, Mist does have less defense. Smite. And shove. I think what I'm going to do is next turn I'm going to smite and shove Stefan. I probably should have did that first and foremost with Stefan. Let's ward you up. Perfect. More experience points towards that weapon level. And all of you are over here. Very nice dodge. Of course she was going to. I mean, she's got a sword against this axe-throwing unit. Nice Tormod. Yeah, this is just the beginning of his manifold usage to gain the wonderful, wonderful S rank. It's going to be a while. Luckily, Ike did not KO there. I appreciate that. I'll probably have Titania finish him off. Everybody I possibly can KO with Tormod, I'm going to. Tormod does not really need staff rank. It is very nice to have it, but as you can kind of see right now, none of my units got damaged whatsoever. Because of that, it's kind of very pertinent to just use him for attacking. Now, in this chapter, you particularly do get ambushed. Alright, I don't think I can possibly reach. Well, actually, yes I can. Or can I? No. Nope, I sure cannot. Well, that stinks a little bit. Well, the only thing I could do here, I could smite Ike. Give him a little bit extra distance. Volk is absolutely not going to be seeing any combat. But yeah, so whenever I cannot heal with him, I'm going to be attacking with him. Just as an obvious gesture. So that's an interesting thing. So 33 crit, he has 27 skill. That means he has 13 skill from that. I do believe, let's see, 5, 10. So 23, and I think Swords Masters get 15 crit baseline. Very nice. He has a slim sword on, which seems like super useless, right? But the reason why it's good on Swords Masters, especially ones with as much strength as Stefan, is because the guy has 33 crit with it. 5 extra crit on this weapon is worth the low might sometimes. Obviously, it's not. It's still not fantastic. An Armor Slayer on you. Well, I don't think that's going to come in handy against any of my units. At least not now, right? And that's my turn. Yeah, I don't think you would have done much. Alright. Yeah, Tormod's not going to do much to a magic unit who does have reasonable resistances, especially because he doesn't have that high of magic at this current time, only having 15. I do think that he caps at 30. It is very much so not likely that he's going to cap that, which does not particularly matter to me, as I will be honest in that matter. I am going to finish off that mage right there with Titania. Move her as far forward as possible. The rest of my units are also going to move as far forward as possible. Oh well, I could have actually shoved him. But that's okay. And that is my turn. Nice. Would have been hilarious if she procced guard to do all of 1 damage. However, with that being said, I think this is a perfect and wondrous opportunity for me to leave off this episode. Yes, that means not too much was accomplished here. A lot of story had to be gone through, as well as some managing of the convoy. Though, with that being said, I am ever closer to gaining another unit. I cannot wait. And figuring out more of these plots in this story. Ike is very close to his time of promotion. I will tell you that you have 1 final chapter after this to level him up if you haven't maxed him out. And after that, he gets his promotion. So do be wary of that. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.